Your discipline plan is sabotage disguised as productivity. And every hour you spend perfecting it, that's time you're stealing from execution. Stop planning, start ritualizing. You've got notebooks full of discipline strategies, apps, trackers, color-coded spreadsheets. You've read the books, watched the videos, built the perfect system, and you're still inconsistent. Here's why. You're treating discipline like a project when it should be a protocol. Machiavelli wrote, "The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present." Your plans are promises to your future self, and your future self breaks them every time. Because plans require decisions, and decisions drain you. You wake up and think, should I do the morning routine today? I'm tired. Maybe I'll start tomorrow. That internal negotiation, that's where discipline dies. You're not failing because you lack willpower. You're failing because you're using the wrong architecture. Plans are flexible. Rituals are non-negotiable. The wolf doesn't plan to hunt. The wolf ritualizes hunting. And that's the difference between your failure and their success. Here's the reframe that changes everything. Discipline plans fail because they preserve choice. Ruthless rituals succeed because they eliminate choice. Your brain can't negotiate with what doesn't offer options. In the next 11 minutes, I'm breaking down the ritual architecture that makes discipline automatic. You'll learn 1. Why your brain sabotages plans but obeys rituals. 2. The 3-layer ritual structure used by special forces and monks. 3. How to install non-negotiable triggers that bypass willpower entirely. 4. The purge protocol, removing everything that isn't ritual. 5. Shadow rituals, how to weaponize your resistance. 6. The consequence engine that makes breaking ritual more painful than executing it. Stay until the end because the final protocol contains the one sentence that makes backsliding psychologically impossible. Delete your plan, build your ritual. Every discipline plan you've ever made contains the same fatal flaw: optionality. I'll work out in the morning. When in the morning? What if you're tired? What if it rains? Those micro decisions are trapdoors, and your brain will find them. This is called decision fatigue, a documented neurological phenomenon where every choice depletes your executive function. By the time you're deciding whether to execute your discipline plan, you've already lost. The lion doesn't decide whether to patrol territory. The lion patrols. Same time, same route, pure ritual. Machiavelli observed, "Men are so simple and so subject to present necessities that he who seeks to deceive will always find someone who will allow himself to be deceived." Your plans are self-deception. You think you're building discipline, you're actually building escape routes. Here's the surgical difference. Plan. I'll exercise 3 times this week when my schedule allows. Ritual. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 6 a.m., gym, no exceptions, no negotiations. See it? The plan has gaps. The ritual has 0 degrees of freedom. The neurological truth. Your prefrontal cortex, the decision-making center, is expensive to operate. It burns glucose. It fatigues. Rituals bypass it entirely. They run on your basal ganglia, the automatic, energy-efficient habit center. Tactic 1. Audit your current discipline plan. Count how many decisions it requires daily. Tactic 2. Rewrite every element as ritual. Fixed time, fixed sequence, fixed environment, 0 variation. Tactic 3. Remove all conditional language. No if, no when possible, no unless. The fox doesn't plan its survival. The fox ritualizes behavior patterns until they're instinct. Your discipline must operate the same way. How many decisions are you making about your discipline right now? Count them. That number is your failure coefficient, and we're about to reduce it to 0. Real rituals, the kind used by Navy SEALs, Tibetan monks, and Machiavellian strategists, have 3 layers. Miss one layer? Your ritual has a weakness, and weakness invites collapse. Layer 1, the trigger. a non-negotiable environmental or temporal cue that initiates the sequence. Not morning, not when I wake up, but specific. Example: alarm at 5:47 a.m., feet on floor within 10 seconds. The trigger must be impossible to ignore and painful to violate. Layer 2, the sequence. A fixed series of actions performed in identical order every time. Not morning routine, but cold water on face, hydrate, stretch sequence A, journal, train. The sequence must be memorized, not written down and consulted. Memorized. Why? Because the moment you check a list, you're reintroducing decision-making. Layer 3, the anchor. A closing action that signals ritual completion and reinforces identity. Example: after sequence, I state aloud, I am someone who executes. The anchor cements the ritual as identity statement, not task completion. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are." Your ritual is what you really are. Everything else is appearance. Step 1. Design your trigger. Make it external. Make it harsh. Alarm across the room. Pre-scheduled text from accountability partner. Step 2. Build your sequence. 3 to 7 actions. Same order. Every time. Practice it 10 times today. Step 3. Create your anchor. A physical or verbal statement that closes the loop. Step 4. Execute for 14 days without exception. No, I'll start Monday. Today. The predator doesn't have a good day and a bad day. The predator has the hunt. Your ritual is your hunt. What's your trigger? Design it right now. Make it brutal. And once the architecture is built, there's one more step. Surgical removal. You don't need more discipline strategies. You need fewer. Right now, you're trying to execute 17 different habits: morning routine, evening routine, workout, meal prep, reading, journaling, meditation. You're diluted, scattered, weak. The hyena chases multiple prey and starves. The wolf selects one and eats. Here's the purge protocol. Step 1. List every discipline behavior you're trying to maintain. Step 2. Identify the 3 that create the most leverage, not the ones that feel good, the ones that compound. Step 3. Delete everything else. Not pause, not I'll come back to it. Delete. This is strategic sacrifice. You're not abandoning goals, you're concentrating force. Machiavelli understood, it is much safer to be feared than loved, because love is preserved by the link of obligation, which, owing to the baseness of men, is broken at every opportunity for their advantage. Your obligations to 17 habits? They'll be broken. They always are. Your ritual of 3 non-negotiables that you can weaponize. One ritual executed with religious consistency beats 10 plans executed sporadically. Tactic 1. Choose your 3 core rituals: morning activation, training, evening review. That's the foundation. Tactic 2. Everything else is negotiable until these 3 are automatic. Minimum 90 days. Tactic 3. After 90 days, add 1 more ritual, not 3. 1. The psychological reality. Your ego wants you to do everything. Your ego wants to appear disciplined. Actual discipline requires you to disappoint your ego, to look like you're doing less. But the lion doesn't hunt gazelles and zebras and wildebeest simultaneously. The lion selects, stalks, kills, eats. You do the same with your rituals. What are your 3 non-negotiables? Name them now, out loud. If you hesitated, you're still in planning mode, not ritual mode. And ritual mode is where the next principle operates: shadow integration. Here's what nobody tells you about discipline rituals. Your shadow self will resist, violently. You'll feel the urge to skip, to negotiate, to make exceptions. Most people suppress this, push it down, pretend it's not there. That's strategic incompetence. Your resistance is data, and data can be weaponized. When you feel resistance to your primary ritual, you execute a secondary ritual that studies the resistance. You don't fight it, you interrogate it. Machiavelli wrote, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves." Your primary ritual is the lion, raw execution power. Your shadow ritual is the fox, strategic intelligence gathering. When resistance appears, immediately pause, sit down, set timer for 5 minutes. Ask these questions. What am I afraid will happen if I execute the ritual? What am I protecting by avoiding it? What identity am I clinging to that the ritual threatens? Write the answers. Don't think them, write them. Once you identify the fear, you expose its absurdity. I'm afraid if I train today, I'll be too tired for work. Really? Training makes you less capable? That's the lie your shadow is selling. Tactic 1. Install the shadow ritual as automatic fallback. Resistance appears? 5-minute interrogation, no exceptions. Tactic 2. Keep a resistance journal. Track patterns. You'll notice your shadow uses the same 3 excuses repeatedly. Tactic 3. Pre-write responses to your top 3 excuses. When they appear, you have preloaded ammunition. The wolf knows its own hunger patterns. It doesn't let hunger control the hunt. You must know your resistance patterns, then dominate them. What excuse did you use last time you broke discipline? Say it out loud right now. That excuse is your enemy, and the next principle teaches you to make enemies expensive. Your current discipline system has no teeth. You break a commitment, nothing happens. You feel vaguely guilty. You restart Monday. That's not a system, that's permission structure for failure. Real rituals have real consequences, immediate, harsh, non-negotiable. The gazelle that missteps doesn't get a second chance. The predator doesn't offer restarts. You need to engineer the same finality into your ritual architecture. The consequence engine. Every ritual must have an attached cost for violation. The cost must be immediate, happens within 24 hours. Material, costs you something real. Public, known by at least one other person. Escalating, gets worse with repeated violations. Machiavelli wrote, "Men ought either to be well treated or crushed, because they can avenge themselves of lighter injuries, of more serious ones they cannot." Your violations must be crushed, not gently corrected. Example consequence structures. Miss morning ritual? Donate $50 to political cause you despise, immediately. Break training ritual? Publicly post your failure on social media with explanation. Skip evening review? Delete your most used entertainment app for 1 week. Right now, the pain of executing your ritual feels greater than the pain of skipping it. The consequence engine reverses this equation. Skipping becomes more painful than executing, and your nervous system always moves away from pain. Installation protocol, tactic 1. Choose your consequence. Make it genuinely painful. If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, it won't work. Tactic 2. Install an accountability partner. Text them immediately after ritual completion. No text by deadline? Consequence triggers automatically. Tactic 3. Remove your ability to negotiate. Pre-authorize the consequence. Money auto-donates. Partner has permission to post on your behalf. The fox doesn't forgive itself for missing prey. The fox learns or starves. Your ritual violations must carry weight, real weight. What consequence would actually make you afraid to break ritual? Design it now. And once pain is installed, there's one final element, the identity statement. Here's the final piece most people miss. Rituals aren't just behaviors, they're identity declarations. Every time you execute your morning ritual, you're not just working out, you're proving to your nervous system who you are. And your nervous system believes repetition, not intention, not goals, repetition. Your brain constructs identity through pattern recognition. Do something once, it's an action. Do it consistently, it's a habit. Do it ritualistically for months, it becomes you. Machiavelli observed, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally." The fool waits for identity to change, then acts accordingly. The wise man acts ritualistically, and identity follows. At the end of every ritual, you speak an identity declaration. Not affirmation, not motivation. Declaration. Examples. I am someone who executes regardless of conditions. I am someone who dominates resistance. I am someone who keeps their word to themselves. Why this works? Your subconscious doesn't argue with consistent behavioral evidence. You can think you're undisciplined all day, but if you execute ritual for 60 days straight, your subconscious recategorizes you. Step 1. Write your identity statement. Present tense, declarative, 7 words or fewer. Step 2. Speak it aloud at ritual completion, every single time, no exceptions. Step 3. After 30 days, notice how the statement starts to feel true. That's neural reorganization. The apex predator doesn't think it's a predator, it is a predator. Through ritualized behavior, you do the same. What's your identity statement? Write it, say it, now. Because identity is what the final 60 seconds cements into place. Let's lock this in permanently. You came here with discipline plans, strategies, intentions. Those are dead weight. Discard them. What you need is ritual architecture. 1. Plans fail because they preserve choice. Rituals succeed because they eliminate it. 2. 3-layer structure. Trigger, sequence, anchor. Miss a layer, ritual collapses. 3. The purge protocol. 3 non-negotiables. Everything else is deleted until these are automatic. 4. Shadow rituals. Your resistance is intelligence data. Interrogate it. Weaponize it. 5. Consequence engine. Make breaking ritual more painful than executing it, immediately, materially, publicly. 6. Identity anchor. You become what you ritualize. Speak the declaration, become the statement. Here's what happens if you ignore this. 6 months from now, you're still planning, still restarting, still explaining why you're inconsistent. Your discipline remains conditional. Your identity remains fragmented. And one day you'll look back and realize you spent years preparing to be disciplined instead of being disciplined. That's not failure. That's strategic self-betrayal. But here's the other path. You delete your discipline plan today. Right now, you build one ritual, just one, using the architecture I just gave you. You execute it for 14 days without negotiation, and on day 15, something shifts. You stop trying to be disciplined. You stop wanting to be disciplined. You just are. Because the wolf doesn't try to be a wolf. The wolf ritualizes wolf behavior until wolf becomes identity. Machiavelli's final wisdom. There is no other way to guard yourself against flattery than by making men understand that telling you the truth will not offend you. The truth. Your plans are flattery. They make you feel disciplined without being disciplined. Your ritual is truth. Harsh, surgical, undeniable. Choose truth. If this just shattered your old discipline paradigm, hit subscribe. This channel exists to decode power, ruthless self-mastery, and psychological warfare. But more important than subscribing, delete your plan. Right now. Open your notes app, your journal, your discipline spreadsheet. Delete it. Then design your first ritual using the 3-layer structure. 1 ritual, fixed trigger, fixed sequence, identity anchor. Execute it today. And come back to the comments and write this exact phrase. Ritual installed. No negotiations. Don't explain it. Don't qualify it. Just that statement. Because when you declare it publicly, you've initiated the consequence engine. The plan is dead. The ritual is live. You're either ritualizing or you're rationalizing. There is no third option. Now execute.